By playing with absolutely trash gear, suboptimal Paragon board, level 2 glyphs, we managed to kill enemies that are 33 levels higher than us and cleared a tier 53 nightmare dungeon as a level 74 Summon Necromancer. Hey, what's up everyone? This is SKULM, and in this video I will provide a quick update for Summon Necromancer, which has great potential to clear endgame high-level nightmare dungeons. When I optimize this build, I honestly believe it will be capable of clearing a tier 100 nightmare dungeon, which is the highest endgame level for nightmare dungeons. As you would guess, the build completely relies on Ring of Mendeln. On paper, we are playing a Summon Necromancer, but I have to be honest here, we are just playing summons for proccing Ring of Mendeln, nothing more. Unfortunately, Ring of Mendeln scales based on your damage, amplifiers, and not summons. Therefore, we will be using a super weird Paragon board, which I will reveal later in another video. Despite not having the correct legendaries and trash gear, I wanted to see what the base power of the build is capable of. So I wanted to simulate a high-end nightmare dungeon run. When you are level 100, a nightmare tier 100 dungeon will have enemies 54 levels higher than you. Obviously, we have absolutely no glyphs, no real paragon setup, and no gear. So I toned it down to enemies that are 33 levels higher than us. This test does not 100% reflect an actual tier 100 run obviously, but the results are very impressive. Now, I am not claiming that this was an easy run. In fact, I had to reset the Nightmare Dungeon a couple of times since I am playing with absolute garbage gear and suboptimal build right now. However, despite all of these disadvantages, the Ring of Mendeln works wonders. You may be wondering about my action bar. We have no core skills, no basic attack, pretty much nothing. It is because we rely on lucky hits and cooldown reduction. Abhorrent Decrepify reduces our cooldowns with every lucky hit. Ring of Mendeln procs with lucky hit. Corpse Tendrils have great lucky hit chance. One Prison is an amazing lucky hit generator. You can see where this is going. In higher tier nightmare dungeons, surviving is key. With this build, we are constantly crowd controlling our enemies and letting the ring carry us to high heavens. Thanks to these synergies, an optimized version of this build will have nearly permanent uptime on Blood Mist for defensive purposes and can apply massive crowd control as well as damage all at the same time. Now, you can of course argue that this is not a true Summon Necromancer build, but a hybrid version of Luckymist or Explosive Shadow Mist disguised as a summoner, and you would have a valid point there. Unfortunately, most of the Summon Necro Paragon nodes are not working as intended. The default damage that your minions can do are nowhere near the damage that you can apply through consistently proccing Ring of Mendeln. If a fight takes too long, your minions will most likely perish, even if you fully upgrade them. This is just bad design, and I am merely suggesting this build for those who actually want to play Summon Necromancer and push it to the max. As you can see, we can play the suboptimal version of the build by relying on our environment. Hiding behind walls and being able to apply curses and crowd control to your enemies is priceless. However, when we do optimize this build, we will do even more damage through Blood Mist and Explosive Mist legendary aspect. If you prefer, you can still play from a distance though. As you can see, we can easily lose our army against multiple elite packs since our skeletons can get crowd controlled. When this happens, we want to fall back and focus on crowd controlling our enemies. Thanks to our high lucky hit abilities, we can generate corpses relatively fast due to healed flesh, which then allows us to rapidly raise the army again while crowd controlling our enemies. Once we get the army going again, we can now focus on maximum damage by proccing the ring. We always open with Bone Prison because it generates a corpse through lucky hit. We follow this up with Corpse Tendrils to pixel pull our enemies. This will also most likely proc a lucky hit. Always apply Decrepify so you keep resetting your cooldowns. We continue spamming this rotation until everything is dead. Before I show you the actual run, I want to show our boss damage against enemies that are closer to our level. So here are the highlights from my actual clear run. I will optimize this build even further. Be sure to subscribe and like the video. Stay tuned for updates.